Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be tackling AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's one of those things that feels like it's changing everything
Definitely. And changing fast.
so fast, yeah. And it can be kind of hard to keep up with it all. We thought today it'd be cool to kind of deep dive into this transcript we have from a show called AI Debates.
Oh, I love that show. It's great that they bring in so many different voices to talk about these really complex issues.
Yeah, and these are like real ethical dilemmas we're going to have to face.
For sure. And AI debates, they don't shy away from the tough questions, which is what makes it so compelling.
Right, like they make you really think.
Yeah.
So we're going to focus on three of the debates that they highlighted.
Okay. Sounds good.
The first one is all about AI being used in surveillance.
Oh, that's a big one. I mean, it's already happening in some cities around the world.
Right. And AI debates, they actually talked about how, like, some cities are using AI to try and predict crime.
Yeah, like using algorithms to analyze crime data, identify patterns, and predict where crimes might happen.
They had this crazy example of a system that can watch all these traffic cameras.
Wow.
And it looks for stuff that seems off. A car speeding away from a place where maybe a crime just
And
happened.
then they can send police officers there right away.
Exactly. Like before anything even gets really bad.
It's pretty amazing what AI can do. Like, think about how much data there is to sift through with all those camera feeds. No human could ever do that in real time.
It really does sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, huh? But, of course, there's another side to
For
this.
sure. And AI debates brought this up too. Like, what about our privacy?
Yeah, like what if this tech gets misused?
Right, exactly. It could be used to track people's movements, target individuals.
And AI debates talked about. Like what happens if the data that's used to train these AI systems is, already biased?
Oh, that's a huge concern. If the AI is trained on biased data, it's going to produce biased results. And that could perpetuate all sorts of problems.
Yeah, like imagine if it ends up targeting certain neighborhoods or groups of people unfairly.
Right, because the AI has learned to associate them with crime based on flawed data. We have to be so careful about that.
It's definitely not a simple issue.
No. And AI debates was saying that we need to, like, have some rules about how we use this kind of tech, like make sure it's used ethically.
Yeah. They talked about things like independent audits, regulations on how data can be collected, and even ways for the public to have some say in it all.
We need to make sure that these systems are transparent and accountable.
Nice.
We can't just blindly trust the machines, right?
Right. We're the ones who have to set the boundaries.
Exactly. And the sooner the better before this stuff becomes so widespread that it's impossible to control.
So that was the first big debate, this whole AI surveillance thing.
Right.
And the second one that AI debates really dug into was jobs, or actually like robots taking jobs.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's a big fear for a lot of people.
Yeah, it can be pretty unsettling. AI debates, they had this story about a factory that went totally AI controlled.
No human workers at all.
Nope, not a single one.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it makes you really think about what the future of work is going to look like. But
Yeah.
actually, AI debates had I'd say, a more optimistic take on it all.
Oh, how so?
Well, they said that AI could actually free us from a lot of the jobs that are dangerous or just like totally boring and repetitive.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, so then we can focus on stuff that's more creative and meaningful.
I remember one of the guests on the show, they compared it to the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They said back then everyone was freaked out that machines were going to take their jobs.
Makes sense.
And yeah, some jobs did go away,
Yeah.
but then all these new industries popped up. And new kinds of jobs that no one had even thought of before.
Like the internet, for example.
Exactly. So maybe AI will lead to this whole new wave of jobs that we can't even imagine yet.
I like that idea. But still, I think it's natural to be worried, Like, what about the people whose jobs do get taken over by robots? Will everyone be able to find something new to do?
That's a really valid point. And AI debates talked about that too. They were saying that, we need to be prepared for this. Like, we need to start thinking about how to help people adapt.
Yeah, like what if everyone needs to be retrained or something?
Exactly. Or what about this idea of a universal basic income? Where everyone gets a basic amount of money to live on.
Interesting. It seems like there are a lot of potential solutions out there.
Yeah, we just need to start talking about them and figure out what works best.
For sure. It's all about making sure that AI benefits everyone, not just like the people who are creating it.
Exactly. So those were the first two big AI debates that AI debates covered: surveillance and jobs.
Right. And the third one, well, it's kind of about decisions.
Decisions.
Yeah, like the idea of AI making decisions for us, especially like really important decisions in healthcare or finance.
Oh, I see. Like an AI system diagnosing a patient or deciding if someone should get a loan.
Yeah, exactly. And AI debates pointed out that AI could actually make things fairer.
How so?
Or because AI can process tons of information way faster than a human could ever do.
Right.
And it wouldn't be swayed by emotions or like personal biases.
That makes sense.
So theoretically, AI could make these decisions based on like pure facts and logic.
Yeah. I remember they gave this example of using AI to analyze medical images.
Uh-huh.
Like it could spot tiny details in an X-ray that a doctor might miss.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of people would still be kind of scared to let a machine make such a big decision, right?
Definitely. I mean, what if the AI makes a mistake?
And who's responsible if that happens?
Exactly. These are all important questions.
AI debates had this idea of what they called explainable AI. So basically, it's like making sure that we can understand how the AI came to its decision.
Oh, so it's not just a black box where we put in data and get an answer, but we can actually trace the logic.
Exactly. Because that's how we can build trust in these systems.
And that's how we can make sure that humans are still ultimately in control, even as AI gets more and more sophisticated.
Right. We can't just hand over all the power to the machines.
Exactly. But that brings us to, like, a really important point. What do you think about all of this? Like, what stood out to you the most from AI debates?
That's a great question.
What are your biggest hopes and concerns about how AI is going to impact our lives? It's crazy to think that a factory could run without any humans at all.
I know, right? It's like, is that where we're headed?
It makes you wonder.
But, AI debates made this point that maybe we shouldn't be so afraid of AI.
Oh, interesting. What did they say?
Well, they argued that AI could actually make our lives better.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like, imagine if AI could take over all the jobs that are, like, super dangerous.
Yeah, like mining or construction.
Exactly. Or even just jobs that are, mind-numbingly boring.
I can definitely see that.
So then humans would be free to focus on things that are more, I don't know, fulfilling.
More creative, more human.
Yeah, exactly. And that could lead to like a whole new era of innovation and progress.
I remember one of the guests on AI debates, they said that AI could be like this huge unlock for human potential.
Oh, I like that.
Like it could free us from the drudgery and let us focus on things that really matter.
It's like instead of being afraid of robots taking our jobs, we should be thinking about how to work with them.
Partnering with AI, yeah.
To solve problems and create a better future.
But okay, let's be real. What about the people who do lose their jobs to AI?
Yeah, that's a big concern. And AI debates didn't shy away from that at all.
So what did they suggest?
Well, they talked about things like investing in education and training programs.
So people can learn new skills that are relevant in an AI-driven world.
Exactly. And they also brought up that idea of a universal basic income.
It seems like that's gaining more and more traction these days.
Yeah, I mean, it could be one way to ensure that everyone has a basic level of security, even if their job is automated.
It's like we need to make sure that the benefits of AI are shared by everyone.
Right. It can't just be for the few.
Definitely. So we've talked about surveillance and jobs. Those are two pretty heavy topics.
Definitely. AI debates really got me thinking.
Me too. And there's one more thing they discussed that I think is really important.
Oh, what's that?
It's about making sure that AI is developed in a way that reflects our values.
You mean like ethically?
Exactly. They made this point that if we're not careful, AI could end up reinforcing existing biases and inequalities.
Oh, right. Because if the people creating AI all come from similar backgrounds, they might not even realize they're building those biases into the systems.
Exactly. We need to have more diversity in the AI field.
Different perspectives, different voices.
Yeah, so that the technology is designed to benefit everyone.
It's like we're at this crucial moment in history where we get to decide how AI shapes our future.
And we need to make sure that it's a future where everyone has a chance to thrive.
It's not just about the technology itself.
It's about the choices we make.
And the values that guide those choices.
Exactly. And I think AI debates did a great job of raising those important questions.
Definitely. They got me thinking in a whole new way about AI.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's not just about robots and algorithms.
It's about what kind of world we want to create.
And how we can use AI to make that world a reality. You know, it's easy to get caught up in all this scary stuff about AI, like the robots taking over the world.
Right. Like the Terminator.
Exactly. But AI debates did a good job of reminding us that AI can also be a force for good.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like in healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare is huge.
Yeah.
They talked about how AI could help doctors to diagnose diseases way earlier.
Like before there are even any symptoms.
Yeah, potentially. They
Uh,
gave this example of an AI system that can analyze mammograms.
Famigran.
Uh-huh. And they said it was actually better than human radiologists at spotting early signs of breast cancer.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
I mean, if AI can help us catch diseases like that could save so many lives.
Absolutely. And they also talked about AI being used to develop new drugs and treatments.
Like personalized medicine and stuff.
Yeah, where treatments are tailored to your specific genes and lifestyle.
It seems like healthcare could be totally transformed by AI.
For sure. And AI debates also talked about AI being used to tackle big global problems, like climate change.
Oh, right. I remember they mentioned using AI to optimize energy grids
Uh-huh. To make them more efficient and reduce waste.
and also using AI to come up with new ways to generate clean energy.
Yeah, exactly. AI could help us to transition to a more sustainable future.
It really does feel like AI could have a huge impact on so many different aspects of our lives.
Absolutely. And it's up to us to make sure that impact is a positive one.
AI debates talked a lot about that,
Mm.
about how we need to be responsible with AI.
Right. Like we need to be thinking about the ethical implications.
They made this point about transparency, like we need to understand how AI systems are making decisions.
Exactly. And we need to make sure those systems are fair and unbiased.
And they also talked about the importance of having diverse voices in the development of AI.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial. So that we don't end up with AI that only reflects the values of a small group of people.
It's like we need to make sure that everyone benefits from AI.
Everyone, yeah.
So I guess the big question is, how do we do that? How do we ensure that AI is used for good?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it starts with education.
Like, people need to understand what AI is and how it works.
Exactly. The more we understand about AI, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions about it.
And we need to have these conversations. Like, talk about the potential benefits and risks of AI.
Yeah. And figure out how to mitigate those risks.
We can't just bury our heads in the sand and pretend that AI isn't happening.
It's already here, and it's only going to become more powerful.
So we need to be proactive. We need to shape the future of AI rather than letting it shape us.
I totally agree, and I think that's a great takeaway from this deep dive.
We've explored some pretty complex issues today,
Yeah, for sure.
but hopefully we've given our listeners a better understanding of the potential of AI.
And the importance of being thoughtful and responsible as we navigate this new technological landscape.
Exactly. Because ultimately, AI is a tool.
A very powerful tool.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
It all depends on us, on the choices we make.
So let's choose wisely.
Let's work together to create a future where AI benefits all of humanity.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and keep those conversations going.